Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing a G63 G Wagon. Now this one is a pretty custom spec, and that's the main reason why I wanted to do a video on it. But anyways, before we get into the video on this G Wagon, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes Benz of Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this G Wagon. This particular one is still available for sale for the time being, so if you happen to be interested, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. Just ask for Dylan if you have any questions, and then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a twin-turbo 4-liter V8 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 13 around town and then 16 on the highway, with power outputs being a whopping 577 horsepower and then 627 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, this is where you guys can see this has a matte paint job, which I think looks so cool. Mercedes calls it Magno in terms of their matte paint finishes. And then notice how the turn signal indicators are blacked out. That's really cool. And then that theme continues onto the headlight bezel. Same thing with the Mercedes-Benz logo. And then notice how the bumper here is all satin black, and same thing with the brush guard as well. And so when you put it all together, it gives it this really cool sinister look. And again, with that matte paint, it really accentuates the body lines. Now around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 295/40/22 in the front and over on the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels completely blacked out, you got the silver ring AMG there on the brake caliper with the red. Really cool coloration here with the fender flare, and then you guys can see the side step and notice the exhaust tips that poke out on the side as well. And then you got your V8 bi-turbo badge here on the side. And then here is a sort of side-ish view here on the G63. Now here's a quick look at the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function Mercedes logo, and then you got the AMG logo on the back. And popping into the rear, look at the stitching design here. I think that looks really cool. I love the sturdy grab handle there. But yeah, great cargo space here in the back. This one also has a cargo cover built in from the factory, and obviously tons of vertical space because, well, the G-Wagon is a giant block of cheese. And I always have found the plate holder with G-Wagons to be funny because it kind of reminds me of like the Batman logo. Anyways, when you're all done, probably notice G63, you got the taillights down below, parking sensors here, spare tire carrier, and again, notice how it's all satin with the finish. And putting it all together, what do you guys think about the two-tone paint job on this particular one? Now popping inside, this one has the upgraded leather interior, so soft touch here at the top. I love the window control finish there. And then you got the cool stitching design down below, and then carbon fiber. Notice the stitching and everything continues down below on the door panel. And then we do have the Burmester sound system and heated seats for the rear passengers. And then taking a look at the seats, you can see perforated all down the center. Really cool stitching design as well. Now legroom here in the back's good. We also have a little storage pocket. We've got some vents in the back. We got our own climate zone on top of that. We also have a cup holder armrest. And then last but not least, headroom. It's really good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see again, soft touch here at the top, and then all of our window controls. We have our mirror adjustments as well. The mirrors do power fold in, and they have blind spot monitoring. And speaking of blind spot, 4x4 squared. Anyways, we have heated and ventilated seats for the front passengers, all of your seat adjustments, including memory seat functionality, and then more of the carbon fiber and the cool stitching design. And then again, the soft touch continues all the way down. And then here's a quick look at the front seat, AMG there, and you can see with the nice stitching design all down the center. And then we've got our pedals right here, and then we have this for the lane departure, parking sensors, light control, and then again, really nice trim all over the dash as well. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see perforated on either side to get a slightly better grip. And then really nice leather trim there, that's a little bit softer. AMG logo, of course. We also have the AMG style paddle shifters, and I like the finish on the controls here at the steering wheel. We have practical stuff like adaptive cruise control, your volume controls. This is for the infotainment system, that is for the center screen. And then you got your turn signal windshield wiper stock. Notice the heated steering wheel stock behind that. And then we do have a column shifter as well. Big digital gauge cluster here in the center, which we can use to see different bits of info on the car. Kind of functions as like a secondary infotainment system in a way. And you can also change the design layout. That's the sport. You also have the classic design. I like how it shows it has like carbon fiber. That's pretty funny. And then we do have the different drive modes here as well. As you can see, notice they're all for on-road use. Again, the 63 is the on-road performance G-Wagon, which is weird to say because it's a G-Wagon. So we do have a 360 camera system with the 63. Haha, see that? But anyways, it's got really good resolution. Definitely a nice thing to have because it's a pretty big beast, right? Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, it's still not a touchscreen for the 24 model year. They still have Mercedes older units, so it kind of has a little bit of an outdated appearance, a little bit. Anyways, the rest of the dash, all nice soft touch trim. And then you can see we've got the manufacturer right there. And this is the reason why I reviewed this particular one, because a lot of people complained about my first 24 G63 review because it had the quote-unquote base interior, which I personally prefer, but there you go. Anyways, carbon fiber trim even around the infotainment system. And then we've got Mercedes nice vents. We've got our locking differential system. So we have a center locking differential, which is labeled 1, the rear is 2, and the front is 3. And well, if you're never gonna take this off-road, then you're never really gonna have to worry about this. I will say though, in like snowy conditions, the center locking differential can come in handy. Even the rear, but again, make sure you know how to use it before you use it. Anyways, down below we have our dual zone climate controls, and then notice more carbon fiber trim, and then I like the stitching on the side here. And look at that, quilted, where your knee's gonna go. That's pretty fancy. And then this is our control for the infotainment system. So you got like the keypad on the top and the dial down below, and some shortcut buttons around. We also have our drive mode select, and then your manual mode. That's for the suspension to make it firmer or softer. We also have the exhaust button to make the exhaust louder or quieter. And then we do have low range still, because again, it's a G-Wagon. And then center console's got pretty good storage. Nice trim on the top with the stitching. Almost forgot, got the glove box, which it's decent size, not huge by any means. I do like the ambient lighting that you can kind of see in some of these shots. And then it's kind of hard to tell, but we do have a nice headliner, soft to the touch. And we got our control here for the sunroof. And yeah, I really like the headliner in this, it's cool. Now, taking a look at the windows too, you guys can see 2024 AMG G63. We've got all the standard equipment, which most of the stuff is actually standard. Anyways, base MSRP is 183 now for the 24 model year. Now you can see this is called Manufacturer, I can't even say that right, Platinum Magno. And then you've got the white leather interior, and then obviously the carbon fiber. That carbon fiber is crazy expensive, 3,700 bucks. And then we've got a few other options as well. So let's see, those wheels, pretty expensive. And then the interior package, that's a pretty big option. Anyways, total MSRP is 209,535 bucks with this particular one. And well, let's sum things up. Now, if you want to see driving impressions with the G63, I already posted a review with pretty extensive driving impressions just probably about a month ago, roughly. So this was more just a walk around to show you guys a more loaded up G-Wagon, because a lot of people requested a G-Wagon with a nicer interior compared to the one that I first did the review on, because apparently it was too base for those of you watching the videos. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this spec. I think this is really cool. I'm still not sure about my thoughts on two-tone on a G-Wagon, because I feel like, at least this is my personal opinion, let me know if you disagree with this, I feel like monotone works better with the G-Wagon body lines and everything. I mean, here's an example. So again, you guys saw this one. The 4x4 squared's not a great example because the carbon fiber fender flares. But here's this gray one, monotone. Not a nearly as cool of a color, obviously. I don't know, it's just the uniform look. I think that's just my opinion. I think maybe it's because of, you can see with the fender flare how you've got the body there where it's, kind of one line, but the colors change. I think maybe that's why I'm not as big of a fan of the two-tone on this. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this particular G63. Let me know what you guys think about the two-tone, and let me know what you guys think about the interior. Do you like this one more than the first G-Wagon, or G63 rather, that I reviewed for the 24 model year? I'll see you.